Welcome to our talk on Italian studies. I am Dr. Clodagh Burke and I'm head of Italian, and I'm here with some of my colleagues today, and we will be your guides to help you decide if Italian is right for you.
My name is Igor Candido. I'm the fresh lead in the Italian department. It's a great pleasure to be with you today, and I will introduce the program, the Italian program, in the first 2 years in particular.
Hello everybody, my name is Silvia Bertoni and I am the language coordinator at the Italian department, and I'm looking forward to sharing the language component of our program.
Why would you learn Italian? You're entering a global, multicultural, multilingual world where English will no longer dominate. Italian speakers are 60 million in Europe. And languages are now essential. Almost 80% of employers say that knowledge of intercultural skills and other cultures are actually more important than the degree classification that you get. And Italy opens up a highly creative global door to the present, which has absolutely enormous employment opportunities. If we think about the Made in Italy brand, the Made in Italy brand is Italy's luxury brand, with brands like Prada and Gucci and Armani, Versace, Lamborghini, Ferrari and Barolo. The food and wine industry is really important. Nespresso, Prosecco, mozzarella. And Italy also has an absolutely thriving tourist industry. It is the 5th most visited country in the world, and that's because of its beauty. Milan is also very good for business. It's not just Tuscan villas and coffee. It's a highly creative country which is investing in startups and is a key business hub for Europe. So the study of Italy provides insights into the country's unique creativity, into its eye for beauty, its taste for food, and its business acumen. And Italy opens the door to one of the world's most exciting and most creative cultures. It provides 50% of the world's art treasures. Every little town in Italy has its own little gem that you can explore: art, sculpture, painting. It also produces some of the world's great writers, Dante, Petrarch and Boccaccio. And contemporary writing too, which is quite curious and quite interesting, like Umberto Eco and Elena Ferrante. Its cinema is world renowned and some of the world's most beautiful and intriguing. And it provides some of the world's great thinkers as well, including Machiavelli and Montessori. And it is a place which is just very beautiful to be in and to spend time in, and extremely various from the mountains to the sea. One thing that I think is worth thinking about is that Italian gives you not just a language, it also gives you the 3 top skills that employers actually want. Complex problem solving and critical thinking. These are things that we work through in your essays and in your courses, where you learn to put an argument together when you're thinking about films or about literature or about various kinds of philosophical issues. And the third thing, which I think is very particularly Italian, is that by being so close to such a creative culture as the Italian culture, it kind of rubs off on you in some sort of way. And it also lets you learn what it is that makes Italian creativity what it is. And then there's Trinity. Trinity is an absolutely wonderful university. It is a really world-renowned university which is recognized throughout the world. That'll help you with employers, but it'll also be a ticket into a global world in the future. And in the meantime, it's a beautiful place to study, and it is an inspiring place to work. I'm now going to hand over to Igor, who's going to tell you about the first year courses, beginning courses.
Thank you very much, Cloda. So I'm very happy to introduce the Italian course at Trinity. It is one of the richest program in the Anglophone world, so we are really very proud of this because we have literature, we have culture, of course, language is the core of our program. And in first year, you are going to take modules as beginners of Italian or advanced students. And so language, you can see the green column, and then in the middle you have culture, Italy through cinema and art, and history. These are so important for our program. And then literature in the red column. You're going to take a module on Florentine history and culture, mainly on the Renaissance period, and then introduction to 20th century Italian literature. Then, of course, as we said, language is so important, very core of our program, and these are our three teaching fellows, Dr. Enrica Ferrara, Dr. Marco Bellardi, and Silvia Bertoni, who is also the language coordinator. So Silvia has contributed to nearly 20 language books, and she's going to be with you for at least most of the first year. So I really would like to introduce Silvia and to hand over to her.
Thank you, Igor. Yeah, I would also like to warmly welcome you to our talk and hopefully to our department very soon. As well as being the language coordinator, I'm one of the language teaching team. There are currently 5 or 6 of us teaching Italian at first year. So it shows that it is a popular, quite a popular subject. Probably the most frequently asked question at an open day that students ask us is whether they can learn Italian as beginners. And the answer is, of course, you most certainly can. But equally, if you have done Italian before, you can join the advanced stream. By advanced, we mean that you have already studied Italian and hold a leaving cert or equivalent level. If in doubt, of course, you can always contact us, and we'll make sure that you are assigned to the right level. We use very colorful, varied, and stimulating resources, both paper and digital. The book we are using in our program at the moment is in its premium edition, which means that you have the physical copy of the book, but also the ebook and access to interactive activities. We also put a lot of emphasis on language for communication, which means that the classes are interactive. You'll be interacting with the teacher and with your peers. Another frequently asked question is whether you'll be learning grammar on its own. And the answer is that you won't. Don't worry, you won't be escaping from grammar, but it will be taught in context. And we strive to develop all language skills in an integrated way at the same time. We also pride ourselves with taking you on a journey which is not just linguistic, but it's cultural, because every language is associated to one or more cultures. So as well as learning the language, you will be learning about culture in a broad sense. You'll be learning about traditions, beliefs, lifestyle, and even stereotypes. And another aspect which is very strong in our department is the family-like ambience, atmosphere. We see ourselves as a community of which students are a very central part, which means we care about students as individuals, not just as people enrolled in a course. And we have, not at the moment, I'm afraid, but we do have a program of social events which we're looking forward to resuming, which include a weekly pub night, very popular, where you can practice Italian in an informal setting. We would have a Christmas party or a carnival party, and also we have Erasmus interns who are the same age as our students, who provide, become friends of our students. So you have an opportunity within our department to make friends with Italians. And last but not least is the student support we provide. Not just with what I've already said, social events and caring about you as individuals, but because we do care about you as individuals, we also provide pastoral care, or we keep the dialogue open. We want the dialogue between lecturers and students to be open. If you need clarification or help, or even advice on pursuing further studies or working in Italy or doing a language course, we're always there to provide that kind of support. So I'm really looking forward to meeting many of you, I hope, in person, and I'll hand you over to Igor again.
Thank you very much, Silvia, for this introduction. And after language, we are going to dive into culture and literature. The first important module is Italy through cinema and art. No, we've already said how art and cinema are important for Italian culture. And through this first year module, we are going to learn a lot about the Italian cinema, which is so important for 20th century European culture and the art as well. No. Then history is also very important, and in this module, Making Italy, you are going to learn about Italian history from 1815 up to the Second World War, the end of the Second World War. And this is so important to understand modern and contemporary Italy. Then Florentine history and culture. This is another first-year module, and we are going to discover Florence. No, this is such an important city for Italian and European world culture at the same time. Why we are going to understand why Florence was the center of the world at the end of the 14th century, at the beginning of the 15th century, and up to the end of the Renaissance. We are going to familiarize with artists like Botticelli, Brunelleschi, and Michelangelo, and authors like Dante, Petrarch, Boccaccio, and up to Machiavelli. And then the 20th century Italian literature is also very important. It is our literature, our culture. And this is an important bridge between the origins of our culture and the 21st century culture. We are going to discover authors like Ungaretti. This is a quotation for Ungaretti, M'illumino d'immenso, probably the shortest poem in Italian literature, and also figures like Montale, who was Nobel Prize laureate in the 20th century. And then another important, very important moment in our program is the Erasmus project. Through the Erasmus project, you will be able to travel to Italy, to some of the most important centers of Italy, like Bologna, Pavia, Trieste, and Pisa, plus Florence through other departments. And the Erasmus program is really a changing experience. You will go to Italy, you live in Italy, you will live like Italians, and you will have such unforgettable exchange, something that you will remember for your entire life. For 1 semester or 2 semesters, you will be able to live in Italy, live and study in Italy. So you will be part of that very old culture. Then in our program in general, not only the first years, you are going to take modules on Dante, cinema, history, also how to teach languages, which might be very important for you in your future career, opera, no, Italian opera, which is very, very famous, and translation studies as well. Then, this is the very last moment of your experience with us, is a capstone project or a dissertation. You can for your capstone project, you can work on authors or texts that you haven't already covered, or it can also be an artistic project, and you can draw on areas from your second subject. These are some examples of our students who have worked on such topics for their dissertation. So, Italian cinema, Boccaccio, language, Montale, and so on. Teaching Italian in China, sustainable eating for Italians in Ireland, and so many other topics. So you have plenty of choice. If you are going to stay with us for 4 years, you are going to learn a lot about Italian culture, and you will also able to express yourself through Italian culture. So we have had important graduates, and you can also have a career with Italian. Journalism, translation, theater, management, law, fashion, import and export, writing, public relations, diplomacy, corporate recruitment, finance, football, teaching, and finally, living in Italy. You can also find a job in Italy, which means living in Italy. And this is something that some of our graduates have done and are doing at the moment. These are some of our graduates, actors and writers, models, and directors, and so on, among whom, in particular, someone that everybody knows, that is Samuel Beckett. Samuel Beckett was a student of the Italian department, that is very old. Italian at Trinity started in 1776. This was the very first chair of Italian in the Anglophone world. So if you take Italian at Trinity, you will be part of the oldest tradition of Italian studies in the world. So just to sum up, Italian at Trinity, what is Italian at Trinity? Very welcoming to the beginners. One of only a few year-long advanced language courses in Ireland, language teaching by native speakers, the richest and most creative Italian curriculum in Ireland, access to one of the world's richest cultures, Italian culture. Trinity is the most recognized and respected by employers here, and when you travel abroad, Italian gives you the top skills employers need. So bear this in mind, that Italian is so important for your future career as well. So thank you very much and for being in us. If you have questions, if you want to write to us, we will be very happy to answer to all of your questions.
That's it. Thank you very much, Igor. Thank you very much, Sylvia. We look forward to hearing from you. We're very open to questions. We're very open to just having a chat with you if you've got any interests at all that you want to share with us. And we hope to see you on our course soon. Bye. Ciao a tutti.
Ciao a tutti. Ciao. Ciao.